Every year, the Board of Education of a given school district saves a certain amount of money to fill the budget of its Department of Special Education. However, the amount of money given to fulfill the needs of students who require special attention is almost always insufficient. The goals of special education programs in New Jersey are as follows: providing free education in an environment that is most conducive to learning and least restrictive to the student, special aid and attention for each student, of course the accepted standards expected of any public school, along with the understanding and compliance with a student's specialized IEP. Special education programs try to provide the most beneficial ways of individualized teaching to each student in its program. The goals for a student who graduates a public school having had special educational services provided to them are as follows: the possibility of being a contributing member of society, whether it be volunteer work or a paying job, a life lived independently or semi-independently in a home or unit for people with alike special needs, the full development of their basic skills, a huge necessity should happiness be a possibility in a special education student's life. Special education strives to academically and emotionally bring out the best in each student. However, there are flaws to this system. One of these is that an A or a B+ in a class does not necessarily translate to success due to easier academic provisions and aid on assessments. Students are often not given the specific services they need, such as fine motor or speech courses. And oftentimes, because the budget of the program is so low, aides and teachers are not fully qualified to teach students with special needs. In an interview conducted with Jean-Ann and Tim Drost, the parents of a 10-year-old third grader with Down syndrome, they spoke of how difficult the process of achieving proper services is. They must be active on the Board of Special Ed, advocating for Alana and her needs for certain programs and individualized attention. They also must reteach all of the material at home because there's not enough reinforcement at school. Because the best education for children with special needs is extremely expensive, the possibilities for a student who does not succeed in the publicly provided educational programs include failing out of school, accompanied by the lack of life skills learned. The extreme cost and high unavailability of adequate services cause the special needs students and parents to become a part of the target groups in the cycle of socialization. Students, already the minority amongst their typical peers, feel the insufficiency of their education pressing on top of themselves, causing them to feel not good enough for their own education. The high cost of services puts families under financial stress, choosing between no education for their child versus poverty. Discussed in the interview with the Drosts, the high pressure put on the family to provide money for services and reinforcement at home puts the families under financial, emotional, and familial stress and insecurity. The mandating of reinforcement in the household may cause a mother or father to not be able to work full-time, lowering the family's total income. Unless a figure in the family is making significant figures, stress and insecurity are inevitable.
Created using Powtoon.